Today we have the 7 worst things about living on the Emerald Coast. Now, a lot of you probably have friends that go on vacation here and you thought to yourself, just like I did, man, what a great place to live. Maybe I should move there. We did just this back in August, and I'm here today to tell you why not to do it. The 7 reasons why not to move to the Emerald Coast. And if you stick around to the end, I'll tell you what career you could get here that will have you in demand the whole time. You don't have to worry about the 7 worst things because you're gonna be loving life here on the Emerald Coast. Let's get into it. The number 7 reason why you might not want to move here is because the area is a tourist trap. And when I say tourist trap, I mean tourist trap, man. Complete with sunken building over here. We got a damn ship coming out of the yard. There's a lot going on here. And depending on what part of the Emerald Coast you're on, you'll find different levels of tourism. Now, right now, I'm right in the middle of Panama City Beach, and this is definitely as touristy as it gets. You go up and down Front Street here, you are going to be bombarded with tourist spots. I mean, just everywhere you look, it is a tourist trap. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing when you're on vacation, it's great, but it can get a little bit old, you know, when you live here and you do deal with the tourists all the time. Also, during the winter months, it dies down here, so it's kind of dead right now. Not a lot going on. Side note, that's very good if you have kids and birthday parties in the winter. I have one in January, one in November. It's always dead out here, so we always have places like this to ourselves. This place right behind me with the building that looks like it's upside down is called Wonderworks. Really cool place for a kid's birthday party. During the summer months, that line is all the way around the building. During November, nobody's there, so it's a little bit of a bonus. So from March until August, it is absolutely busy here. It starts in March with the spring breakers that's come, and they kind of invade this area along with families, okay? It used to be really bad here with spring break and partying. They have calmed that down quite a bit. They made some new rules. Some of those rules are there's no alcohol allowed on the beach. Here in PCB. I don't know how it works in 30A and Destin, but at least here, no alcohol on the beach. If they see you drinking alcohol, even as an adult, they'll write you a $500 ticket, and that's not something you want to pay. So just keep in mind, March, no alcohol on the beach, and it's good for everybody because, you know, we don't want a bunch of drunken people on the beach, and this isn't 94 Club La Vila. By the way, Club La Vila was a spot back in the day. No longer exists. Maybe I'll drive by there and show you. Now, if you look at the huge amount of condos in Destin and PCB, you can imagine how bad it gets down here. It gets really packed during the summer months and the traffic is absolutely terrible. Also, we have different tours for different parts of the beach. In 30A, you have a bunch of very well-off folks. Basically, the creme de la creme of the Southeast all comes down here. I've heard it be called the Hamptons of the South. It's where the 0.1%ers are now kicking out the 1%ers. I mean, straight billionaire territory out in 30A. Seaside always has bicycles on the roads. It gets really crammed down there with bicycles, and a lot of the parents, for some reason, will let their kids just run loose, and it's just a bunch of rich kids that are kind of a-holes sometimes, truthfully. Now, Destin gets everybody, more of the white-collar crowd, but pretty much anybody comes down for Destin. You get a good mix of partiers, you get a good mix of families. It's just everybody loves Destin. It does get very crowded down there for tourist season, and it is touristy for the most part. Now, let me be straight when I say not all tourist traps are bad. In fact, Shipwreck Island is one of my favorite places to go here in Panama City Beach. It's so much fun to take the family, and the best part is you can buy a season pass for like 110 bucks. You can go all summer. So if you're a local, you can really take advantage of that this summer. And it's so cool too because they like offer these big, huge drinks that you could take with you on the lazy river. Every water park I've ever been to, you can't take drinks or food on the lazy river. It's great to have one of those travel mugs with you as you go around and around in circles, and the kids absolutely love it. So don't want to say all tourist traps are bad. Shipwreck Island's definitely one of my favorite places. Let's go ahead and get to the number 6 reason why you should move to the Emerald Coast. One thing I love about Panama City Beach that you won't see in other areas, Waffle House. Woo! Gotta love some Waffle House. Now, speaking of tourist traps, here's one tourist trap that I haven't been to yet that I really want to go to. Captain Jack's Family Buffet. Count me in, my friend. All you can eat crab legs. I'm a crab leg fiend. See, look, I'm very touristy. I have no right to be talking about tourists. Now, the number 6 worst thing about living on the Emerald Coast is having to deal with hurricanes. And we do get hurricanes, man. We get 1 or 2 really big storm systems that come through every year in this part of the world, and it can be quite scary. In fact, our first week here, Hurricane Idalia came through and absolutely freaked not only me out, but all of my family. We were literally here a week, and everybody I know from Little Rock, Memphis, Texas was like, dude, are you okay? Get the heck out of there. The thing with hurricanes, though, is they move very slow, so you can get out of their way. If it's a Category 3 storm or higher, you definitely want to get out of here, especially if you live close to the beach. It's better safe than sorry. I have friends that live in Panama City. Panama City absolutely got destroyed with Hurricane Michael back in 2018, and it took a long time for Panama City to come back from that. So just be aware that does happen. We do get big storms. You can't just think you're going to move here and it's not going to happen. It will eventually happen. Now, since we have so many hurricanes here, it is just a fact of life. You're going to have to pay more for insurance. Our home insurance here, we just had a new roof put on, so we were very, very fortunate in the fact that that happened. If we wouldn't have had that new roof put on, our monthly insurance payment was going to be about $400 a month. As it stands now, it's about $200 a month with the new roof. So definitely be aware there are some insurance costs to dealing with hurricanes. And don't forget, if you're going to move here, always have a hurricane emergency kit available. These things are great for when hurricanes do actually come. The power does get knocked out. Back when Michael came a couple years back, it was weird because the west side of Panama City Beach, 30A at Destin, was pretty much untouched. And in fact, the west side of Panama City Beach lost power, but that was about it. Panama City absolutely got wrecked. Mexico Beach, further down the east of the beach, got destroyed. I mean, it was just a really bad scene here. So with these hurricanes, be prepared. Pay attention, and if it's a Category 3 or higher, go ahead and get the heck out of Dodge. Back behind me here, you will see the old Club La Vila, which if you were a fan of MTV in the 90s, you definitely saw this place a lot on the TV, as this is where the ultimate spring break place was. You can kind of see the effects of the hurricanes that it took over the years on this place. I think this place closed down in 2017, if I'm not mistaken, maybe a little bit earlier than that, but we'll go ahead and fly over. You could take a look and see some of the damage that those hurricanes caused. Hey guys, we've been putting so much effort into these videos, and if you like what you're seeing, if you like the way we give this take on touring the area, we would really appreciate it if you commented below. Tell us where you're watching from. Where are you considering moving from? That's the stuff we want to know. We moved from Memphis, Tennessee. I'd love to see where you're from. Hey, if you like the video, just say you like it. Whatever you do, comment below. And don't forget, people reach out to us all the time on this channel. We love talking to you directly. 901-230-0865. That's my personal phone number. Give me a shout right now. I'd love to talk to you about moving to the Emerald Coast. All right, the number 5 reason why you should move to the Emerald Coast is the cost of living. My friends, it is expensive here. Even when you go grocery shopping, Walmart, obviously the cheapest place to go grocery shopping. Be expecting for a family four to spend about $350 a week. Now, I don't know if that's just because of the economy now, or if it's here, but man, it is so expensive. Even when you're going to low price stores like Walmart. Now, if you go to Publix, listen, I get it. The carts are good at Publix, man. The carts are fantastic. It's like the Target of grocery shopping. But if you decide to go to Publix, you're gonna be spending $400 to $500 a week on a family of 4. So just be aware of the fact that the cost of living here is much higher than other places. In fact, when my family moved from Indiana, we originally are from Fort Wayne, Indiana. When we were there, we bought our house for $127,000 back in 2017. Man, wouldn't that be nice? It was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, beautiful 100-year-old home for $127,500. When we moved to Memphis, we were like blown away. We were like, this is so expensive. Little did we know when we moved here to the Emerald Coast how expensive things really are. And when I talk about expensive, let's talk about gas. Just gas here is about 50 cents more per gallon than just an hour or two north You know, you go up to Alabama, the gas prices are about 50 cents cheaper there than they are here. So yeah, it is a little bit to get used to with the higher cost of things. Even liquor and beer is more expensive here. The price of alcohol is absolutely insane. The way liquor stores are set up are pretty weird too. I don't know if you can see that over there, but there's a liquor store that's actually detached from the Walmart, even though it's inside the Walmart. Yeah, kind of weird. Anyways, expect to spend about $40 on a handle of Tito's, and it's about 25 bucks if you go to Walmart for a case of Bud Light. I know, don't get mad at me because I drink Bud Light. I don't let other people affect how I view things. But yeah, it's just a little bit more expensive here. It's gotten so expensive that I've gone to drinking Busch Light, the man's beer. Not really, it's not very good. But you know what? It's cheaper than Bud Light, and we're on a bit of a budget right now. Just know it costs a little bit more to live here. Of all things that cost more here that really surprised me was the price of car insurance. I was absolutely shocked when I got the news of how expensive it was. In fact, I called my insurance agent up in Memphis and I was like, dude, is this right? So for two cars, we have a 2016 Suburban and we have a beautiful Bronco. Check this out. Dude, I love that car. It's more expensive here, guys. So for both of those vehicles, I got quoted $2,400, so which I was like, $2,400 for the year, not too bad. No, that's $2,400 for 6 months. What the f? I called my buddy Dane up in Memphis and I said, dude, why is it so expensive for car insurance here? And he goes, dude, that's how they get you. That's how they get you. If you're gonna be in Florida, if you're gonna enjoy the sun, you got to deal with the consequences. The consequences here, it's going to cost a lot more for car insurance. $2,400 for 6 months for two of my vehicles. As far as childcare is concerned, it's not that bad. We have a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old. They both love their school. They have so much fun there, and it's about on par. We pay $380 a week for them to go to preschool, so about the same as Memphis. One of the things that really did get me here, though, HOAs. I never had to deal with HOAs before in my life. Here, it's very hard to find a neighborhood that doesn't have an HOA. Our particular neighborhood, our HOA per month is $400. Now, don't get me wrong, I love having a pool. I love the fact that I don't have to mow the yard, but $400 does add up, and when that bill comes, you know, once every quarter for $1,500, it stings just a little bit. You be aware of the HOAs, they will get you. Now, Destin is hard to get through sometimes, and the bridge over 98 to Fort Walton can get really backed up during the summertime, just because it's down to 2 lanes over here, and if you're coming in or leaving even sometimes, you get stuck on that bridge for an hour. That's just part of the traffic situation here, and it's just because the place has grown so much, so quick. You know, back 40 years ago, there was nothing here. It was a fishing town, and now it's a very populated area, and there's really nothing unclaimed over here in Destin, in the Destin area. All right, the number 4 reason why you shouldn't move to the Emerald Coast, it gets hot here, y'all. It's hot, it's humid, it's overall sticky and icky. If you're not used to it, it can be quite the adjustment, especially during the summertime. I recently bought a car with black leather seats, and when I jump in that car in black leather seats in the middle of the summer, it's like I'm cooking in an oven. It's getting hot in here. And not only that, I'm a very pale-skinned individual, so I have to lather myself in sunscreen anytime I go anywhere outside during the summertime. So just be aware that summer sun hits a little bit different in Florida. People talk about it all the time, and they aren't joking. It's hot, it's humid, but it is paradise. Another thing with the heat and humidity you might want to look out for are the nasty bugs that come with the heat and humidity, man. We are surrounded by a bunch of wildlife here, including these little sweat flies that are the most annoying thing that you'll ever have. No, there's no sweat flies here right now because it's January, thank goodness. But sometimes during the summer when the wind is blowing in from the north, you'll get these big sweat flies and these gigantic horse flies that bite. They're absolutely annoying. So with the heat and humidity, you have to deal with some flying objects at the beach sometimes that aren't so nice. But hey, small price to pay to live in paradise. We are relocation experts here in the Emerald Coast. If you like what you're seeing and you want to see more, please bang that subscribe button for us. We love doing these kinds of videos, and we can't wait to show you more of our beautiful Emerald Coast. And if you like what you're seeing and you want to talk to us about possibly moving here, hey, we'd love to chat with you. 901-230-0865. That's my number. Give me a shout. We love hearing from folks. Give us a call. We'll set you up on a Zoom call. We'll talk about all your needs and wants and desires and find the perfect spot here on the Emerald Coast just for you. Now, the number 3 reason why you don't want to move to the Emerald Coast is it dies during the winter. When I'm telling you it's dead, folks, it's dead. This place is usually packed. Not much going on here, even though it's a beautiful day in early January. So if you're moving here hoping to find a job, I made the mistake myself of trying to get a job here in August, which wasn't a very good idea because people stop hiring in August. Now, if you're gonna move down here and you're looking for a job, maybe you're not ready to buy a home yet, the best time, probably March, because there's a lot more activity going on here and you'll be able to supplement your income because everybody's hiring. Unfortunately, in October, from October until March, everything dies here, so you're not gonna be able to find much as far as work's concerned. So find a good job that has a W-2. That would be my first piece of advice for you if you're moving here. Have some steady income or be willing to work your tail off. Now, there's a lot of folks here that work 2 and 3 jobs just to maintain their lifestyle here. And there's a whole bunch of people as well that will work here during the summer and then they go down to Tampa during the winter months, which is something I found interesting. It's a bit of a nomadic culture down here. The fact of the matter is, just realize it does get a little bit colder here during the winter months and work is a little bit tougher to come around. So if you don't have a good W-2 job, don't think that you're just gonna pick things up in the winter because the jobs aren't there. Now, you'll talk to a lot of locals that absolutely love it when the winter time hits here because they don't have to deal with the tourists anymore. You pretty much get the whole place to yourself. So there's pluses and minuses to everything. All that's up here this time of year, pretty much snowbirds. Not that we don't like snowbirds. We love you, snowbirds. Come on down. Flap your arms. Come see us. All right, here it is, the number 2 worst thing about living on the Emerald Coast, and that is traffic. Traffic can be a nightmare here. All right, as you can see, the narrow roads of 38 are quite quaint. That is until somebody starts driving a golf cart in front of you that only goes 15 miles per hour. Now, state law requires that all golf carts go 35 miles per hour on roads. That is often overlooked and not appreciated by locals as it snarls traffic and it takes forever to get to wherever you're going. So please, if you're visiting and you're watching this, if you have a golf cart, make sure it goes 35 miles per hour on these streets because it just slows everything up. Also, state law, you see the sign right here? You have to stop. If there's somebody at the crosswalk, you have to stop. If you don't stop and a cop catches you, you're in big trouble, mister. Sometimes traffic gets snarled and, you know, it stinks, but the best part about living in this area is finding a topless car, whether it be a Jeep, a Bronco, convertible of some sort, and just popping that top and enjoying your cruise. Don't try to be in a rush anywhere. It's gonna take a while wherever you're at. While cruising up and down 38 during the summertime, this place is packed with tourists. And it's mostly folks riding bicycles. So be very aware when you see bicyclists that they are present. There's a lot of them. And always be courteous if you're in a car. I think it's just the nice thing to do. I gotta tell you the truth, it does get a little bit of annoying, but it's so fun to watch people on their bikes. Just really enjoyed everything and taking up all that 38 has to offer. As you can tell, even in January, it's just an idyllic place to go and take a walk with the family. Sometimes we grab girls and we get their bikes and we walk behind them on this stretch of road, and it's so much fun to be this close to the beach. If you look right over here, you can see out that window, this line of houses right here, these back up right on the beaches. And these are small, little itty bitty houses. They might be itty bitty, but let me tell you what, buddy, they're not cheap. Look at that, going right to the Gulf. Beautiful. All right, here we go. We got a bicycle rider. Yeah, we got a bicycle rider right there too. There she is. There you go. Way to represent, even in January, lady. So in Seaside, this area, we're rolling into Seaside right now. Very cool place. You'll see even in January, there's a ton of bikes parked out here. It gets so overwhelmingly crowded throughout here. And good luck trying to park during peak season. It's a difficult thing to do, but it doesn't get much better than that. If you ever watched The Truman Show, this is where they shot The Truman Show. Such a cool little spot. They got all these little eateries over here. Butted Alleys is right to the left over here. One of the coolest bars that you could ever go to. One of the best beachside bars. Just a beautiful place. And even in January, kind of popping. All right, here it is, the #1 worst reason to live on the Emerald Coast, and that is the lack of jobs and medical infrastructure, which is actually a blessing, and that brings me to my point that I was going to tell you earlier about what is the best thing that you could do. You waited to the end. Thank you so much for that. The absolute best profession you could have here is in the medical field. We are so behind on our hospitals. It takes forever here to get a doctor's appointment. It's very frustrating. You know, I have a 3 and a 5-year-old daughter, and to get them in to see the doctor, sometimes it's a 2 or 3 month wait. So the place has grown so quick that it doesn't really have the medical infrastructure, which is great news if you are a doctor or a nurse or if you work in the medical field, as obviously it's something that we need here. Also, something else we need here are tradesmen. So if you are a plumber or if you are a electrician, I know electricians that they have so much work they don't know what to do with. This is a great place for you, but definitely frustrating, you know, when you have kids and you're trying to book doctor's appointments and it takes forever. There are some minor emergency clinics that you could take the kids to, but overall, pretty frustrating experience is they don't have a lot of hospitals. Now, the good news is St. Joe is currently building a huge hospital on 79 Panama City Beach. I gotta be honest, I really don't know why there aren't a lot of hospitals here. I guess it's just taking a while for the hospitals to catch up in building. I've heard from other folks that it was a situation where doctors couldn't own the hospitals here, which sounds really weird to me, but you know what? I'm not a doctor. I don't know. I just know that it's really hard to get medical care here compared to other places I lived. And that's one thing you'll hear people complain about an awful lot. Hey, thanks so much for listening to this vlog today about the 7 things that you might want to consider before moving here. Overall, I will tell you that my family and I have never been so happy or any place we've lived. You know, the fact that it's January right now and all these people are out walking this street, having the time of their lives, tells you that this is the place you need to be. Now, if you're looking to relocate, we'd love to hear from you. Please don't be afraid to either call me, 901-230-0865. You can email me, john@rubyredmedia.com. We'd love to send you a list of homes that are currently available and kind of hold your hand through the process of buying here. We know a lot of the places that might be great for your relocation, and we plan on sharing those places in future videos. So if you would, like and subscribe. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.